Welcome back to the show, the EPL fan-based show, the show that keeps you connected with the happening at the English Premier League. Now, we want to look at the preview, match day 8, and I'm together in the show with Simon. Simon, just say hi.
Hi everyone.
Ndolo,
Hi, people.
Carissa,
Hi everybody.
and of course, Josiah. Josiah, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, okay. I think as Ron is working on the audio, let's try to dissect further. Of course, we'll be looking at the big match, Manchester City hosting Liverpool, and just light talking about Everton and Man United. I know Josiah may not want us to talk about that match. So the big one, the one we want to focus mainly is Man City versus Liverpool. But you can just briefly talk about, as you give your view, you can talk briefly about Man United and Everton. And because this is a battle of managers, Ancelotti versus Ole. So so it's a match that we cannot just wash away, because for me it's also another big match.
I'm predicting a win for Everton, more so because I think James Rodriguez will be back. These guys need a win, and this would be a perfect chance to reclaim it against a team that is shaky, a team that doesn't know what they are doing, a team that changes systems all the time, with a coach who has no clue and wants to please everyone. So on the big game, Man City against Liverpool, against all odds, I think this will be those games where people will sit back. Liverpool is away from home, so for them, it's they know that they have a problem at the back, and that will force them to field more defensive midfield and the likes. I also feel that Man City have been very stable with Ruben Diaz at the back. They are not allowing chances. So both coaches will be very cautious. And I see another nil-nil like the last time they met, when they were all they had something to lose. So I think both of them have something to lose, and very tight at the back. The advantage that Man City has is they're good at the back, and attacking wise, Jesus is back. So if there is a winner in this game, it's a narrow 1-0 win for Man City, but both teams will be very compact.
Okay, Ndolo, what do you have to say about that big fixture, Manchester City, Liverpool? And of course, just briefly mention about, you can say, another second big match,
The smaller one.
the small of the two, Everton versus Manchester United. So just try to briefly maybe talk about the two matches.
So for United, Everton, I think the game will be decided at the middle of the pack. Going forward, I think we've produced the goods. So if they win the battle in the midfield, and the Everton for me has the resources to do it with Doucouré and Alan and maybe Gomez. If they can dominate that midfield, they have all the reasons to kill Manchester United. Now, how Manchester has been playing, especially against the smaller teams like Leipzig and PSG, I think we've seen they can attack, and they've done well to attack properly. So I expect Manchester United to go out and attack. And for me, I think given the fact that these are two teams that are able to attack very well, I think it will be a high-scoring game. But for me, I feel strongly that Everton has the resources to ensure that Manchester United either remains at 15th or maybe goes to 17th. Now, for Liverpool and Man City, if you look at the Liverpool defense, unless a miracle happens, their defense is actually dead. And we could say they will field 10 defensive midfielders, but defense is defense. Yeah. So on the other hand, Man City is actually now having a proper defense with Ruben Diaz, someone I've rated for so long. At some point, I hoped he would come to Arsenal, but maybe he was too expensive for us. So he's come in and he's actually done very well to stabilize the ship. And now with Laporte and they are normal fullbacks, you can expect Man City to have a concrete defense. So in terms of personnel, I think Man City has a very strong team now. They may not have been performing previously, but largely that is attributed to the fact that the transfer window just closed, just like a few days before people went to international break, and now people are just like settling in. For Liverpool, I think they will try to convince people that they are the champions, and that is where they will get hammered. So if they approach Josiah's approach, where they sit back and wait for the game to end, it could be a 2-0 for Man City. But if they decide they have the personnel to attack, it will be disastrous for them. So it's because I saw they played a guy called, I don't know, Phillips or someone I don't know, and then there is Gomez. So their defense is not there. Actually, I'm a bit sad that we played Liverpool
before injuries.
Yeah, this is the right time to play Liverpool.
They don't have. I think
Manchester City is salivating wherever they are. So I think it's going to be a very comfortable win for the bigger teams. Everton 4-2, Man City maybe 4-1 or 4-0.
Okay, Carissa, do you concur with Ndolo regarding, because as we all know, Ndolo is putting Manchester United. He doesn't respect the badge, and we all know Manchester United is the most successful club in England. So do you think Manchester will just lose 4-2 and Liverpool? These are the two top teams in England, and Liverpool. Now Ndolo is calling them small teams. Carissa, what do you have to say about this? The predictions and the formations about the two matches.
Steve, you have to look at it in the context. Man City is probably, if you look at form, you could say they are worse off than Liverpool. But looking at the injuries Liverpool has, you can see why Man City has a chance. Now for Manchester United, it's purely an issue of form. So they're sitting number 15. The other team they're playing, I think, is either number 1 or number 2. I don't know.
They are third.
So
okay.
They're third now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Carissa, what do you have to say about this? The team fighting for the Champions League slot, and the one trying to avoid relegation.
Well, I think initially I predicted Manchester to win this one is because I think they're having Marshall suspension. If I'm not wrong. That's number one. Number two, they have lost at home to Arsenal. They don't want to put on. I think they'll go back to the traditional football way of doing things, of passing the ball, the long balls, and having the crosses coming in. So I'll give it to Manchester because of those two reasons. If I go back to the big match of the weekend, Liverpool versus Man City, I think I'll go for a draw. On paper, I think Liverpool, because the defense is going to be very good, but given the fact that these are defending champions and seasons or so, it's been either Manchester City or Liverpool, and therefore there's a sort of mental bragging rights here. And Liverpool going to Man City, they don't want to win. They'll do everything. perhaps they not go for the real pressing because they know they're not very good at the back. And therefore, I'm looking at them playing defensive and only waiting for the chances to come through. And therefore, because of that, I don't foresee them scoring. I don't foresee the game to be a very high-scoring game, and I'll go for any draw there, maybe 1-1 or 2-2. I can't see any of the team getting any 3 points on
Okay,
Sunday.
Ron, you are one of the top pundits. Your predictions normally come right. The formation. So, what do you have to say about these fixtures? Everton hosting United and City hosting Liverpool. And what
Uh,
should fans expect?
yeah. Uh, I don't know which match to start with, but let me get the lesser match out of the way. Of course, Manchester United and Everton. Though don't be deceived, it's also a big game in its capacity.
Yes.
Yeah, these are two very good teams. That game, for me personally, I think Manchester United is going to win that game, and they are going to win it convincingly. Uh, these are some of my reasons. Reason one, just like Carissa was saying, Anthony Marshall is going to be back. Much as they have not been doing well, we forget that Solskjaer, when I was trying to ask someone to define his philosophy and so on, he likes to play off that counter attack. And Marshall through the middle, or sometimes even on the left side, he has chopped this time and put Rashford on the other side. But the pace that they possess will cause Everton a lot of problems. And Everton do not have Coleman. They miss him a lot since he got injured. You saw they have dipped in form. And my question marks were always with the defense of Everton and Pickford. Pickford will probably be back for that game if you believe Ancelotti that he was just giving him a rest for the last game. That's what he told us. Probably he will be back. Uh, but of course, he has been wanting in some games. But the defense for me for Everton is there and doing. Uh, that's where I give Manchester United counter-attack football an edge in that game. So I think Manchester United will win that game for me based on the counter attack. And then we saw Bruno Fernandes subbed. He didn't have a very good game. Pogba had a bad game. So it's a game Manchester United will want to get back. And these are the kind of games Solskjaer wins. The guy has very many lives, and these are the games that he will win. Yeah,
When everyone is
for
crossing
me,
fingers, that is.
that is my assessment.
Okay.
Exactly. These are the games he wins. Yeah,
Okay.
leaving that game, going to the Man City and Liverpool game, the big one. Uh, Charles has been saying the defense has issues and is weak. I beg to differ. Nathaniel Phillips, who stepped in that game against West Ham, he had more interceptions, more ball wins, he won more duels than any other defender. He did very, very well, and actually they looked good in that partnership, though they were not troubled enough, thanks to West Ham missing their marksman who got injured. But they are not too bad in defense. If that kid performs the way he did the previous game, I think they will they will just do okay in defense. And then when you look at Liverpool this season has a secret weapon. It has Jota from Wolves. He's looked very good. He's the kind of player who can come off the bench and change games. He has won, I think, a couple of games for Liverpool already off the bench. And Man City, let's be honest, also they haven't been good. So it's a game that they want to both of the teams will want to come out and play. It will be a very competitive game. Uh, it's very difficult to separate the two sides, but I do feel that Man City will just about edge that game, just about edge it. Yeah.
SP, what's your take? Your team is being considered as among the Brightons. It's being categorized in Brighton's corner, and they are playing Champions League contenders in forms of Everton, and also Man City, former champions, playing the defending champions Liverpool. What should fans expect of those two matches? Because those are the two big matches this coming weekend.
Manchester versus Liverpool. Manchester versus the Northwest Merseyside this weekend. And my money is on Manchester coming on top overally and in both games.
The 9 lives of Ole.
Yes. So like Ron, let me start with the smaller matter and then move on to the bigger one.
Yeah.
In the Man City Liverpool game, I these are again teams that you wish could both lose. But for me, at the moment, the lesser evil is Man City. So I'll be behind Manchester City. I think Pep needs to get his house in order. Pep needs to he really needs to get his team back together again. And now with Kevin De Bruyne back and the defense looking better with Ruben Diaz and Laporte, I believe he's found an answer. The main issue for him, I think, has been in the striking department, and Ferran Torres has been doing some good work, especially in the Champions League. So hopefully he can transfer that kind of form into the Premier League. So I expect Man City to run away with this. Because of Liverpool's defense, yes, I was impressed by Nat Phillips during the West Ham game. But Sebastian Haller makes everyone look like prime Maldini. So I'm not rating the kid at the moment, and I think he'll get a baptism of fire in this game. Moving on to the bigger
the
game
big
of the
one.
two. Yeah, moving on to the big one. Like I said, I still have faith in my team, and I still believe that we will come out on top. We really need to start putting points on the table. And the interesting bit is we are 3 points away from the bottom half. We have a game in hand, so we are 6 points away from the top 6. So for me, it's not lost, and I believe this is when redemption begins. I just pray that Ole gets, like Josiah was saying, some balls to take some tough decisions. Put some players on the bench. Martial is back. That should be a massive boost for me. I think it's time we gave Cavani a start. I'd rest Rashford, I'd rest Pogba, and I'd put in Cavani and Martial as a front two, with the Diamond, with Donny van der Beek starting. However, knowing Ole, he'll probably stick with the same lineup that lost to Arsenal just to prove a point. And that's what I'm afraid of. But I think we will come out narrowly with a win. I just hope for our sake that Pickford is back in goal. I love Pickford in goal for obvious reasons. And I believe we are due a good performance, and this weekend will be that good performance. So Manchester taking it this weekend, Liverpool, piling up the misery on Liverpool. It will be a bad week for Liverpoolians.
Thank you, gentlemen. This has been a great show. We can't wait for the weekend one thing we've realized is that there is football every day from Monday to Monday. And we now look forward for match day 8. We'll keep you posted. For the fans watching, for those betting, you can always watch our show. This has been the EPL Fanbase Show, the show that keeps you connected. Don't forget to like our Facebook page, the EPL Fanbase Forum, and our YouTube channel, EPL Fanbase Show. Thank you, guys. Adios.
Thank you.